Welcome to the Coach Leroy Ryals Show. I'm your host, Buster Crupton, alongside me, the head coach of the Clarke Central Football Gladiators, head coach Leroy Ryals. And, Coach, we're getting to that time of year where the season's winding down, and a team that's turned into a rival for the Gladiators over the last couple of years, Flowery Branch, came into town, and a lot on the line. They're playing for a region championship. We're playing for better seeding in the playoffs, and a couple of plays went one way or the other. Game was close to the fourth quarter, but Flowery Branch snuck out here with a 24-13.
They sure did, and my hat goes off to them. They played better than we did for 4 quarters. In fact, we had the lead in the third quarter again, and at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and they just overcame some obstacles, and we just didn't do a very good job of finishing, to be honest with you.
Flowery Branch came in here with a big sophomore running back, Justin Curry, number one. And, I was looking at the roster thinking, well, these guys are young. They have a bunch of sophomores and freshmen on that roster. But that guy ran like a big man, a big senior. He was a load.
Yeah, he's going to be special, I think. He's a big old boy, and we had a hard time tackling him. But what they do in their offense with their shotgun, no huddle, the zone read stuff, the quarterback does a great job of hiding that ball in there and reading what you're doing, and so that created a lot of gaps and spaces for him. But at the end, like you said, we didn't do a very good job tackling, and we got to get better at that.
Well, the results of the game, Flowery Branch stays undefeated. They're in a chase now with Gainesville for that region championship. The loss pretty much puts Clarke Central in a position to try to win out to maintain a 4th playoff spot, which means we'll have to go on the road to start the playoff play. But we're going to go to the first half highlights and try to break it down for you how this game played out. Flowery Branch coming into Clarke Central here at Billy Harrison Stadium. And, Coach, it was a nice night for football. We didn't have no effects from Hurricane Sandy, thank goodness. And it was just a great night to play some football.
It sure was. And the guys, I thought they came out pretty excited about playing Flowery Branch again. And as you can see, the size difference there on that coin toss there. They got some good-looking guys up there. And
44, Jacob Allen's a monster.
He's a big, and 58 was that big old left tackle. So, but our kids came out playing inspired ball, and opening kickoff here, we got a great coverage here by Nathan Fulton, and I believe it's Kayvon Williams down there. And we forced a fumble there on the opening kickoff, and I think it's Nathan who recovered that ball. And we got the ball in good field position right there.
So Gladiators way down in Flowery Branch territory, and we got a man in motion.
Yeah, and then we get the ball to Jelani. I think we missed the assignment there with the fullback there, and we couldn't quite move the ball like we wanted to. Missed a couple of shots early with some passes. But we still come in here and get Matthew Ward to kick us a field goal here, and we go up 3-0 early.
Well, the big thing after the turnover, we converted some points out to a 3-0 lead, and you got to be feeling pretty good with a team like Flowery Branch to take that early lead.
Absolutely. Now we're kicking off again, and now they take it back to the field, and again, good coverage there, but I think that's Cedric Armstrong had a good night, Nathan Fulton, those guys, Chika Newcomb, did a good job going down there and covering that kick.
And it seems like Max Germain's been real consistent putting the ball where you want it inside that 20 on the kickoff.
And that's the running back you were referring to.
Justin Curry.
Big Curry, and I think Drico stayed him there on the tackle along with Javion Hemphill, who we thought had a good game, pretty good game defensively for us.
Yeah, Javion was laying some pads all night.
Yeah, here we are again. They're running the zone read again, speed sweep, and I think that's let's see there. Looks like Javion Hemphill again on the tackle. Doing a good job of stringing that thing out.
Bad snap.
I thought we had a chance to block that one, but they came out in a new punt formation that we had to adjust to a little bit. And that kid did a great job of just getting lined up and getting the ball back to our offense.
So we're up 3-0. We get the ball back, and we've got good field position on the 45.
Good field position here. We throw the screen back here to Amir Williams, and actually they didn't bite on it. He does a good job here and making those guys miss and getting the first down for us. So
we're trying to get across the 50. We got a man in motion again.
Yeah, and again, play action was good for us that night. Camera hit, so I think it's Amir Williams here. I believe it is on a 12, 13-yard game right there. And we're moving the football here, getting inside the red zone here.
So Clarke Central trying to add to that 3-point lead, and here's a play with Cameron doing his own thing.
Yeah, Cameron Johnson running the quarterback, we'll call it TQ there. With quarterback running the ball off the T play and picking up some good yards there. And Jelani Payne here sticking the ball up there with some hard run up the middle there.
Yeah, the yards didn't come easy. Flowery Branch had a real stout defensive line.
They sure did. They had a lot of people in the box. It was tough. So here we keep the drive going by faking a field goal here and throwing the ball to, I think that's Cedric Armstrong on the outside right there. And Max Jermaine.
Totally fooled our camera guys, and he did. He was down there inside the 15, and personal foul play put us even closer to the goal line.
Exactly. And then we run the ball. Cameron here, he banged his knee up a little bit right here on the goal line here. We thought we got in, but I guess he didn't. But we got the ball at the 1 yard line, and this was very disappointing here. We could not get the ball in. That's bad. Here we lose 5 or 6 yards right there. That's not good. So a missed opportunity here at the goal line. Big time. Mm-hmm. Get the ball to the 1 yard line. Matthew Ward comes in and saves the day again with a field goal. But against a good team like Flowery Branch, you just cannot waste those opportunities down there.
Well, points come at a premium against a team like that. You're up 6-0, feel like it should have been 10.
Absolutely, at least 10.
But your defense steps up, and after a little bit of a kickoff breakdown here, they try to turn the branch back again on offense.
They sure do. Our defense, I thought, played pretty well most of the night on defense here. We ran to the ball real well. Drico stayed him there on the tackle again. Doing a good job here. Playing their offense, I think, and keeping us in the game.
So that quarterback, McDonald, he was pretty good on that quarterback
he
draw.
He was very sneaky, faster than you think he is, and he took it up there. That's a quarterback counter, I believe, and taking the ball up there past midfield.
Here's one of Justin Curry's better runs of the night, and he just slashed through there for a big 20-yard gainer.
Yeah, they run the zone reading, and we don't get the fullback on that, and he takes it down to inside the 30-yard line there.
So Flowery Branch knocking on the door, and again, another little just a quick pass and timing pattern, I guess, but it don't really run a pattern. It's just timing to get it out there so quickly. And now Flowery Branch is way down inside Clarke Central territory, but the quarter end's right there. Mm-hmm. Clarke Central up 6-0. And again, we'll talk about that opportunity. I think we had 2 cracks inside the one. Mm-hmm. We just could not get enough of a push to get the touchdown.
Couldn't get it. I should call quarterback sneak probably in hindsight, but I knew Cameron had hurt his knee to play before, so I was trying to do some things, and I wish I would have had that one back.
Well, 6-0. We're feeling pretty good, but Flowery Branch has come flying back down the field. Let's go to the second quarter and see what Flowery Branch does on their possession deep in Clarke Central territory. And I believe we take off there inside the 15.
Yeah, our defense does a good job here, stringing us out. I think that's Kenja Reed on the edge right there, doing a good job of beating the wide receiver and getting there on the tackle on their quarterback.
So that was a 2nd and 10 play for no gain. I think we held them on 3rd down, so they go for a field goal and makes it 6-3.
Yeah, we're in a ball game, and we know it. But we're okay. We just got to go ahead and get this thing and return the ball here and try to get a little a botch on the kick return there, miscommunication between the up guy back and the returner there. But we got the ball with the 15-yard line, and offense got to move the ball here.
So Glad's have it 1st down. Cameron throws out to the right side, and Flowery Branch reads that pretty good. Yeah,
we don't block it very well on the edge, and I think we got a bubble screen there for no gain.
So we're forced to punt. Jermaine tries to flip the field position.
Yeah, and that's huge. And with that win that night, we got to try to get the ball kicked down a little deeper there. But our defense comes out to try to hold them here.
So Jackson, McDonald, and company come up in that same formation, that spread, and here he goes with his magic act again.
There he is. I think that's Chico Newcomb on the tackle. I believe that's Mason Foot. That's not Mason. That's Drico Statham again on the tackle. That's not good when it's safety making tackles. Here we had another opportunity here. We don't keep containing the quarterback. So we got to do a better job of containing that quarterback a little bit.
Man, it seemed like we was getting pressure on McDonald all night long, but we just couldn't get a hand on his jersey.
Yeah, here's another situation. When Chico Newcomb comes off the edge, we don't keep him contained. He throws the ball out here to Curry here, and I believe that was a 1st down.
That's the sophomore again, the running back, Justin Curry, one of 2 Currys on this Flowery Branch team.
Yeah, but here's a good play by Cedric Armstrong and Javion Hemfield on the quarterback zone read, and
forced a fumble
there. Mm-hmm. I think that was Mason Fulton stripped that thing out. Cavante Bug recovers it, and we get the ball back, which is great.
So we line up here, and we give it to Jelani, and he tries to bounce outside.
Yeah, we're going to try to run the ball a little bit. We got a backup quarterback in, Austin Johnson. Cameron had a little issue with an injury right there. So, but we get a personal foul that adds on 15 yards.
And is that typical when these 2 teams play? Just a lot of chippiness out there.
Well, I think that was a personal foul for face mask.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
15 yards. So
All
I thought overall, the two teams played hard, but they wasn't a whole lot of talking.
That's good.
Yeah. Here we run the little naked right here. Austin Johnson goes around the edge, and I thought he had enough room to run that ball for a first down on 3rd and 2, but chose to try to throw it to Baylor, and we didn't complete that ball.
So we're inside the 40, and we're kind of in no man's land. Field goal and punt. They'll just decide to go for it.
Yeah, 4th and 4. We'll go for it on a single route with Amir. Guy covered him pretty well. We thought maybe it might have been pass interference, but nonetheless, it's incomplete. Now we've got to turn the ball over on downs.
So we asked the defense to step up again, trying to protect the 6-3 lead, and we get pressure again on
Get pressure again. I think it's Kayvon Williams hits him and force him to throw that ball real quick. Here we are again on the I think that's Javon Hemphill again on the tackle. He did a good job all night seeing that thing and penetrating the B gap right there.
Well, we were calling 49's name all night, and the PA guy was too. Javon following up another great game just like he had the week before.
Yes, he sure did. And again, forcing the punt, and we get the ball here inside on 20. But we got the ball back at least.
And you can see the difference in the wind there. Jermaine got a good roll on that punt.
Yes. And Jelani Payne here sticking up in there for some tough yardage. Moving the ball out a little bit. And now we're back to punt again, and we just got to do a good job here protecting, which we were concerned all night because they ended up blocking one. But we forced a fair catch by another Curry kid. And we're back on D here.
So they try an end-around pass.
Yeah, double pass, and they actually got a corner fell forward, and thank goodness the ball was thrown over his head.
So there's a missed opportunity for the Branch, and thank goodness they didn't execute very well. Again, we've got the pressure. We just can't catch that.
We got to get the guy down on the ground. It's very frustrating. And they finally do get him on the ground. I think it's Cavante Bug on the sack. Well, we got to try to just do a better job getting him down on the ground all night.
So they're forced to punt.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been a lot of field position in this first half.
A lot of punting, a lot of field position situation. And Drico stayed back there to catch that punt. And now we got the ball in pretty good, 37-yard line. We got the ball in pretty good field position with 1:21 left to play.
So we do a trap draw play here to Jelani, it looks like.
That was, I think, the Denzel Maxey.
That's Denzel,
okay. Inside trap and move the ball out about 5 yards. And kind of in the half right there. And we're going to halftime with a 6-3 lead.
So it's just been a tug-of-war, battle of field positions.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the biggest thing that shocked everybody in the region, if not the state, was that these two high-octane offenses that's used to putting up 30-plus points a game said a 6-3 slugfest at halftime.
Yeah, I think, both defenses are underrated. Our guys, when they're playing well, we play pretty well on defense, the same at Flowery Branch. So, when you play good defense and punt the ball well, you're going to have a low-scoring game.
Well, things got real exciting in the second half, as you'll find out real quick, and a lot of things a lot of opportunities that were seized by both teams. Let's go to the third quarter highlights, and let's see how this 6-3 game turned out as we start off. Flowery Branch kicking to us.
Yeah, they kicked us, and Drico stayed back deep, and we do a good job on the kick return here. He takes it right back up the middle. Great return. Get the ball down inside that 30, I believe. I guess he stepped out of bounds there. Yes, he did. So. Again, open kickoff, we drive it back down, kickoff return, and good field position.
So Gladiators on the 25.
And we run the inside trap again, the Denzel Maxey. We get about 5 on that. Trying to move the chains here.
Denzel's been a good runner for you, Coach.
He sure has. And here, boy, I tell you what, we thought we had a play here. Cameron couldn't quite put it where we wanted it, and we thought we had it there. And then, of course, we go here and we miss a field goal, another squandered opportunity.
Well, and that's one of the few Matthews missed all year. And, that's when you really felt like you had to come away with something there.
Yeah, but our defense, I think that's Nathan Fulton right there, or that Javion. That's Javion Hemphill again on the tackle. Defense is playing well, man.
So McDonald drops back and he fires a low strike, incomplete. And
got some pressure on him and it made him throw it incomplete. Yep.
So, again, Flowery Branch forced to punt.
Yep. So we just got offensively. We thought we played really poor, to be honest with you. We had way too many opportunities, and we did not capitalize on any of them. 6-3.
The slugfest continues, and
here's Jelani Payne here it was a pretty bad drive for us. He's trying his best to make something out of nothing, but we don't block the number 87 there. He starts the whole shebang here, and they're just better than we are right now.
Well, again, one thing I noticed about that Flowery Branch defensive line coach seemed like they were always surging forward.
Yeah, and here's a defensive lineman that blocked a punt because we don't do a good job of blocking them, and our operation time was not sufficient enough. So they get the ball on a short field right here.
And this is a huge break for them.
Yep, huge break, and here's number 1 again, Curry, and breaks it up inside there, and I think that's old Javion again on the tackle, him and Drico Statham. Call those names a lot.
So they run trips to the right side, and looks like they just run that little old handoff to the right.
Yeah, the speed, we'll call it front side zone there, and Drico Statham again on the tackle, and like I said, we don't like that safety to get on tackles there.
So Branch driving
here, he runs through a tackle right there, and again gets around the corner, and we just that a block punt in the special team game calls that short field right there.
So now Flowery Branch getting their first lead of the night. They go up 10-6.
Yep, first lead of the night, and but we come right back. Drico Statham again has a good return here. Returns it back across the 50, I believe it is. And again, good field goal position right there. Field position.
Yeah, Drico running the ball well.
Yep.
Kickoff return.
He sure did. And we appreciate that, and just got to see if we can take advantage here.
So we're on the 50. Good field position.
Jelani Payne sticks it up in there for a good run right there, down to the inside the 35-yard line, I believe it was, on the inside isolation play.
So we're moving in chunks.
And we got Denzel Maxey in motion right there, and run the counter play again, and Jelani takes it around the left side, and good job making moves here, taking the ball up the sideline right there. I thought he almost scored there, but I guess he stepped out of bounds. And but we got the ball down inside the 3, and again, it gets tough down there now. They do a good job out here now.
But doing a good job of trying to answer the score, and Cameron buys a little time and finds the end zone.
Yeah, actually Baylor fell down at the beginning. I said, man, when I saw him fall down, and but he stayed with it, got up, and got to the same area he can get to.
And so here comes the big airplane celebration. Well, we cut it short there, but Baylor likes doing that airplane.
He likes that. But here's another key situation on special teams. We go up 13-10, we get the ball out of bounds. That's a no-no.
And that gives them good field position.
Good field position, and here they come right back at us.
And one thing about this Curry kid, now that might be the brother there.
That's the older one.
But they both run high.
Yeah, they're big kids, you know. So, and here it is right here.
That's the head of the game.
Big hit by Javon Hemfield on that little screen right there. Big hit.
Yeah, that got a bunch of wombs out in the stands when he did that.
Yeah, I bet it did. And it made the Fulton on the tackle there. And they're moving the football. I give them credit. They're moving that football.
So the third quarter ends. Clarke Central's leading, which they've been leading all 3 quarters so far. Now you're up 13-10. We're enjoying another 3-point lead. But anybody that's seen these two teams play in the past know it's far from over.
Far from over.
And the fourth quarter, they play it for a reason, though.
Yeah, absolutely. They play 4 instead of 3.
That's it. So we're going to go to the fourth quarter and show you how this thing unwound quickly. Clarke Central and Flowery Branch, third all-time meeting. And Flowery Branch is deep inside Clarke Central territory here.
Deep inside the territory, he would strip the thing out. Javion Hemfield again stripped it out, but we just didn't get that doggone fumble. Boy.
Another missed opportunity.
Yep, missed opportunity. We got to cash in here, and they just knock us off the ball right here, and just knock us playing off the ball, and they go in the end zone and score for us. Here it is again, you know. Yeah,
it looked like he got a little bit of a head start, Coach, but
he sure did. But
still, you got to be protected and. It looked, and I don't know if that caused us not to maybe try as hard. Maybe they thought he moved, but no whistle. You got to play.
You got to play, exactly. You play till the whistle blows.
So it's now 17-13 Flowery Branch. They kick off to us.
Hey, good field position. They tried to squib kick it, and I think that was Mason Fulton there on the squib kick recovering that thing. No, that was Quavon Scott, I believe it was.
So Gladiators start off on the 40.
Yeah, and now they stiffen up a little bit on us. We don't move the ball here, and we run the ball, I believe, 3 times in a row here, and we just can't move it.
So we're forced to punt and need Jermaine to stick a foot in it again.
Yep, we sure do. And force a fair catch there because that wind was so whipping there. And but that's fine. But we need to stop on defense.
So McDonald slings one out here to number 10, Cameron Davis.
Yeah, we fit the thing wrong with the corner and the safety, and they get a good gain off that.
Again, they try an end-around pass play. And
we got 2 guys on, and the guy just go up and catches over us. You know, he did a good job.
So now Flowery Branch seriously knocking on the door, and they're smelling blood.
Yeah, they are. I think that's a little sophomore McQuavis Ford on the tackle right there.
He's been stellar all year, coming up making plays.
Yep.
McDonald scrambling around.
Scrambling.
Again, we've got red shirts all around him.
All around him, man.
And he paid for that scramble.
He sure did. He paid for it, and but he got rid of the ball.
Yeah.
So we got to get him down. Got to get him down.
So again, Flowery Branch with another try here, and
and we kind of blew a coverage a little bit, and I don't think Drico was ready there, and they threw the fade route, and they catch it.
well, they used every piece of real estate, Coach. We're going to take another look at it, and it was very close. But
maybe it was.
it's hard to tell. And the Canes logo, unfortunately, is blocking our feet there, but we'll leave it to the imagination.
Yep.
Half the people think he was in, the other half think he was out.
Yeah, now they go up on us by 11 here, and so our back's against the wall here. We got to really go here.
24-13, and we start off on the 31.
Mm-hmm.
And needing a lot now.
Need a couple things, and trying to get it going here. And Austin Johnson about to pass, and I think he threw the ball a little late. If he threw it early, it would have been fine. But throw it late, and when you throw it late in this region, it'll be picked.
Well, and I think we'd seen it in the kicking game when we were kicking that way, and I'm sure throwing that way, the wind was making a little havoc too. And
here's on 4th and 1 right here. We jump off sides again, another undisciplined situation, and but we got another chance.
Another chance, bad snap, and just couldn't get on it.
Couldn't get on it, man.
So a lot of things that just didn't go Clarke's way, and when you don't take advantage of those breaks, Coach, they'll come back to bite you.
Absolutely, every time. And here we go after the block here. I think we roughed the punter on this one.
Yes, we did.
So they get the ball back. No, actually, we get the ball back because the running to the punter, and they decline the penalty. And just trying to get something moving positive. And that's Austin Johnson, I believe, on the carry right here.
Does a good job.
Yep.
But the clock's against us. The score's 2-score deficit, and we were just running out of time quick.
Running out of time here. Now get the ball to Javonte Smith outside here. Want him to get out of bounds here. He does. Trying to move the chains and try to get something going here. Because they're in a prevent defense. Now here, I believe that's the last play of the game right here, close to it on 4th down. And again, throwing it late. So when you throw it late, you probably won't complete it.
So the Branch comes into Billy Henderson Stadium, stuns Clarke Central 24-13, and improves their record to 7-0 on the year. They're undefeated. Clarke Central drops to 5-3.
3-5. I wish
3-5. 3-5.
I wish it was 5-3.
And the way it shapes out now, basically, Gainesville and Flowery Branch, if they stay on their path, stay on their course, they're probably going to be playing for the region championship on the last game of the season.
Well, they will, because if Gainesville win this Friday, Flowery Branch is off. So they're in it.
There you go. They're in it no matter what.
Yep.
And the way things shape out for us, we've got a Winder team who had previously lost 31 games, but they got that monkey off their back last Friday.
Sure
they
did.
beat a very good Cedar Shoals team.
Yeah, and I had been watching them all season long, and I knew it was a matter of time, and they're going to be tough to deal with.
Well, and they've got a feeling of what it feels like now to win again, and you got to think they're going to be coming in here very hungry for win number 2.
There's no doubt, and I'm hoping our kids are not taking that for granted. Hoping we come back and play a little better than we've been playing in the past.
Well, it's basically elementary at this point. Heritage is in the number 3 spot with 2 losses. Even if they drop another game to match Clarke Central's 3 region loss record, they win the head-to-head on the seeding part. So Clarke Central's basically in a win-out situation to get that 4th playoff spot. But, Coach, I don't see it being easy. Wind the barrel fresh off a win. And then we've got to go to our crosstown rivals' house, the Jungle, Cedar Shoals, and I don't care, what kind of year they're having. They're going to be up to play us.
Absolutely, and it just, it never ends, so to speak, and that's why you got to play on one game at a time every week, no matter who your opponent is.
Well, this Friday night, Billy Henderson Stadium, 7:30 p.m. It's going to be senior night. It's going to be Winder Bulldogs, the Double G Bulldogs, coming in to play Clarke Central here at Billy Henderson Stadium. It'll be the last home game of the season. We'll encourage everybody to come out and support the Gladiators. They really need it. The football bunch has been playing their butts off trying to make some positive things happen. They really need some support vocally. If you can't make the game, be sure to catch it right here on ClarkeCentralGITV.com. We'll have it aired live. We'll probably go on there about 7:15. Coach, how are we looking for this game? Injury-wise, are we okay, or are we kind of banged up? This time of year, I guess you're always
it all depends on what week it is. I think we're going to get DeMario Price back. He didn't play last week, and I think we'll get him back. I think Cameron will be okay. I'm hoping. And then I think we're going to lose Kamante Bug. Don't look like he's going to play this week because of a knee injury. So we lost Chris Jones, our right tackle. So we're going to kind of shift some guys around a little bit. But neither here nor there. I'm pretty sure they got injuries too. So we just got to suck it up and play.
Well, there you go. This Friday night, be sure to come out and support the Gladiators. Wind the Bear Bulldogs, Clarke Central Gladiators, this Friday, 7:30 p.m. at Billy Harrison Stadium. For Coach Leroy Ryals, I'm Buster Crumpton. So long, everybody.